What's up, guys? So I wanted to share something that I've really been thinking about lately, a topic that I've been discussing a little more, and people have been asking me about more. So I decided just to make a video, so maybe you can share it or tag your friends or however it works. That someone that's in need, and the topic is depression. I found myself in my Instagram profile. I said that I'm a depression survivor. I made a video about it about a week or two ago, and I've had some people just really reach out, and they've been asking me, maybe they've been feeling the same way, or they've had a friend that they want maybe to me to connect with about how I got over it. And first off, I want to like a little disclaimer. I'm not a professional counselor, or anything like this. I just thought it would be helpful to share some ideas, and you can try them out. Maybe they're going to work for you, maybe they're not. But when we're depressed, we're always just looking for ideas. What's worked for other people. And to be fair, a lot of people are going through things that were a lot tougher than me. If you don't know my backstory, I was unemployed. I just lost the job that I thought was going to take me into retirement. Not only was it my first job, I was working for the largest architectural firm in the entire world. I was on cloud nine. I was part of an amazing team of a few other guys. Everybody in the company was starting to get to know my name, and then the economy hit. Bam! I was gone. With that kind of came obviously a depression, a shock. At the same time, my girlfriend and I had broken up. And that was the woman that I thought I was going to marry. I was at the point of, I should start thinking about rings and all, get into this serious stuff. And then at that time, after that, I lost a job. The girl, I also lost my dream apartment, which is it was in Southern California, Marina del Rey. If you haven't been there, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. I had water on three sides, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And I was so happy living there. But after that, obviously, all three of those things led to a pretty big depression for myself, and the way I handled it was not right. I started going to the bar for like the next year, diving through my entire savings account, getting drunk way too often, just spending time in a bar drinking because it was giving me the instant gratification that I felt I needed, but it wasn't actually moving my life forward or doing any of the really important stuff that I needed. So when I get the question of how did I get out of it, and I just want to let you know, I never went as far as, thinking about killing myself or anything like that, but I realize that does come across people's minds. So please reach out to a friend or family, a professional right now if that's you, just because it's so important, and we don't want you, we want you here. We don't want you going down that road, and things will get better. But anyways, so these are my four ways to kind of get out of it that I've been sharing with people, and it's kind of I'm trying to put it on like a linear timeline. I don't know if any one is more important than the other, but the linear timeline of just being depressed and sitting there and just like not wanting to take action because you have all these goals and they're not happening for some reason, so you're stuck. So going from internal thoughts to action to what do you do afterwards. I don't know why I went down my face like that, but here they are without further ado. The very first one that really helped me when I was going through it was stopping and staying present. So if you're writing these down, staying present is number one. I found that if I stayed too much in the past, I stayed too much in the future, my goals, my dreams, why can't I get there? My past, I can't believe this messed up, I can't believe this happened, but I was losing the present, and the present is where I can take control. I can't take control of my past. It happened, I can't, there's only a certain amount of control I can have for my future. I can take control right now, but I'm not guaranteed anything for the future. So I had to remind myself that every moment is an opportunity for change. Every moment is an opportunity for more control. You're feeling like you're not in control. If I'm not working out and I'm depressed about that, then I can get up right now and I can do a squat, I can do a push-up. And guess what? I've started working out. It can happen this second. You can hit pause on this video right now and you can go do one of those things. Guess what? You've started working out. It's that simple. But it takes us to be present and not worry about the past or future, not worry about what's going to happen, what has happened, to just stay in that moment. And remember, this is the time that you can affect change. right now. We don't need to wait for Mondays. You don't need to wait for tomorrows. Not next month, not next year, New Year's Eve, all that stuff. Right now is an opportunity for change. And you're doing it if you're watching this video, and you're going through this thing too. The next one, and this could be an entire talk in itself, is just self-talk. What is it that you're saying to yourself? Because I truly believe this. I'm such a proponent of this, and I see it and hear it all the time from people who are going through some things, and if they don't get through this step, it's very hard for them to move on because your brain hears everything that your mouth says. So when I was depressed, I really started analyzing the things, the thoughts, how I was thinking about situations. I started analyzing the way I was thinking and saying to things. What am I saying to other people? What am I going to say? What am I saying to myself? Am I using words like I can't, I won't, it's impossible? These words that are just essentially telling my brain, hey, stop looking for solutions. I'm never going to be as rich as that guy. Okay, well, brain then says, oh, gotcha. Let's stop looking for solutions. I'm never going to be as fit as this person. Oh, gotcha. Okay, we're going to stop doing what we think we need to be doing. So I'm a huge believer in that. So start to analyze. What kind of things are you saying to yourself? Sometimes you need to be recorded. Maybe you can go back to a video you were talking to a friend. What are you telling other people, your friends, your family, and analyze it. And don't be hard on yourself, but just be aware, and then start using different words. And trust me, it sounds kind of weird, but it will open your eyes to more solutions. It'll open your eyes to more opportunities, and it will move you forward. And it'll take a little bit of time, but it was one of the best things I've ever done to myself. We can talk about it more if you really want to dive into it. But the next one, number 3, this is an idea and great kind of, I don't want to call it a theory because I truly believe it works, from a buddy of mine, Derek Depker. He's an author, motivational speaker, and he said to me that momentum creates motivation. I also could say movement creates motivation. Whatever M word you want to use to make it work. But the idea there is we're always in our heads. Now, in order to affect change in our lives, we've got to start doing something, right? Mindset change, the whole reason to do a mindset change is so that you start taking actions towards your goals. All right, we've got to do something. But the thing that holds us away from doing something is usually motivation. And so we wait. We wait for motivation. We try to create motivation. Maybe with like caffeine or maybe drugs or something else, something I haven't thought of yet. But we try to create motivation. But the problem is, more often than not, motivation just doesn't come. But you can create motivation by doing movements. Have you ever noticed that going to the gym, going to the gym, is the hardest part? The workout, yes, is exhausting and you're sweating, but the hardest part is just showing up, getting your butt there. And so when I started to realize that the initial hump of the action is the hardest part, I just started dumping all my energy into starting. And by just taking small little action steps, like the single push-up, started leading me towards 2 push-ups, and 3, and 4, and 1 squat or 2. As long as I could get started, if I could hit play on my workout, right? If I could just drink a glass of water, I've gotten started on eating healthier. Then I wanted that compound effect, and I started getting the motivation. Then I was just motivated to do it. I'm like, I'm already in it. Let's just go. So figure out what are small steps that you can do just to start getting moving. And if you're not doing the step, if you've said, hey, this is my small step, that's all I need to do, and you're not doing it, come up with a smaller one, and a smaller one, and a smaller one until you start doing it and you start making movement towards it. Now, number 4, this is one of the, I don't want to say this is the most important one, but it does go on the top here, but it also is kind of at the end of all this other stuff, so I had to put it at the end. You need to reward yourself more often. I can't tell you, it's so crazy in this world today. You look, we're so visual, right? Everything on social media is now becoming videos, amazing images. You're watching friends, celebrities, or whatever, online. Most of our time is now on social media. And it seems like everybody else is happy, successful, hitting their goals, right? Because 1, it's your fault. You're following them. And 2, you don't want to follow the negative people, right? Because they're just bringing you down. But this cultural kind of ADHD is just killing us. Every billboard, every magazine cover, everything we see, we're being told we're not enough and that you need this in order to be where you want, right? You need this pill in order to be skinny so you can be, you feel amazing. But the truth is that happiness starts from inside first, and that you need to start appreciating and rewarding yourself for the things you are doing, not the things that you're not. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that. Start rewarding yourself for the things you are doing, and stop being so hard on yourself for the things that you're not. So, for example, this is one that I love, and I've told this story multiple times. When I do a workout, I reward myself, pat on the back, if I show up. That's all I have to do, is show up. I don't care how the rest of the workout goes. I don't judge it. I'm there. I know consistency in fitness matters. So if I'm there, I've checked the right box of consistency. Now, I might hit personal bests and do really cool stuff, or I might just kind of maintain, or maybe I'm just a really bad day. I'm not doing very well at anything. I don't care. I showed up. So I give myself the pat on the back when I show up to the workout. Another thing I like to do, and I heard this term lately. I really wish it was on a podcast of Tim Ferriss. I forget the guy who said it, but it was something as he was the king of negative self-talk comparison. I heard like negative self-talk. I'm like, oh my God, didn't we just go over this? We don't want negative self-talk. But it can help for some people. Now, I'm not saying be hard on yourself, but look at negative self-comparisons to maybe help boost yourself up. And what that means is, whatever situation you're in, it could be worse. Okay, for a majority of situations, I want to be gentle on this topic, but, whatever it is, whatever you're going through, it could be worse. You're breathing. You're alive. You're here watching this video. Something else could be worse. And so we need to be appreciative of what's happening. I make up a story. This is the kind of thing that I do. I make up a story of a little boy in another country, and every single day he has to wake up and wonder if he's going to live or not, just because he can or can't get water. And I know there are kids that actually do this. I don't know one in particular specifically, but I know that's a thing. So every time just my life goes bad, I'm like, God, this is so horrible, or my laptop doesn't work, or my cell phone doesn't work, whatever it is, the silly things that we get so upset about. I just remember that little kid. Wow, I've got a lot to be thankful for. I've got a lot of goals. There's a lot of places I want to go, but for right now, I got to be present and just be thankful for the things that I do have, and really just enjoy that for a second. And the more of those thoughts and feelings that I start having, the more I start rewarding myself. Not in unhealthy ways or anything like that, but the more I start rewarding myself, saying, I just drank a glass of water. Good. Most people are drinking soda. I had a glass of water. Right step forward. I did a push-up. Cool. Most people are sitting on the couch. Start rewarding yourself for more, because everything around us is just telling us that we're not good enough. So start to close your eyes, put on blinders when these things are out, and start internally rewarding yourself more. So those are my 4 tips. If you want to need to rewrite them or watch this again, it's to stay present, start cleaning up the self-talk. Watch, be aware of what you're saying to yourself. Realize that movement or momentum creates motivation. Stop waiting for motivation. You have the control to find it yourself, to get it yourself, and that you need to reward yourself more often. When I started doing these 4 things, the depression was starting to lift. I was able to start doing more things, along with, of course, if you've been on my page for more than a minute, I'm into health and fitness. So I just looked at depression as kind of a logical thing. These are some of the psychological things that I could do, but from a logical standpoint, it's just some chemicals and neurons in the brain, and things aren't firing. So I started, working out more to release those chemicals that produce a natural high, a happiness high. I started eating better because I realized that the food choices actually affect your brain. Food isn't fuel. Food is partly fuel, but food also becomes you. So the food I was eating was also affecting my brain. So I had to realize that those are the physical things that I could change right away. But then psychologically, I had to change these 4 things. So I really hope if you're going through something like this, that this video has helped you. If you need to reach out to me, please feel free to do that. Just know that I'm not a professional, and depending on the severity of what you're going through, contact the correct person for that. But just know that I'm here, and I love you, and thank you so much for watching this video and sticking with me for all 15 minutes. Have a great day.